Title: Would I be the asshole if I started calling my white coworkers by random white names? I moved from Georgia, the Pacific Northwest, last year for a dream job right after I graduated college. It was a bit of a culture shock. I went from being one of many black people pretty much everywhere I went to often being the only non-white person in the room, let alone the only black person. I haven't dealt with a lot of overt racism, but there have been a lot of weird, borderline situations. They're race-related, even if they're not someone screaming slurs in my face. For example, every white woman I meet seems contractually obligated to bring up Beyonc within the first 5 minutes. When I was getting my driver's license photo taken, the woman behind the camera literally opened with, "So Beyonc." Now for the actual problem. I'm the only black woman in my office, and I am constantly being called the wrong name. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary there, and it's still happening. My name is Tina. It's short for Christina. It's pronounced exactly how it looks. It is not a hard name. But for some reason, a handful of people at work insist on calling me Tiana, Tiara, or Tia. I honestly think they've decided my name has to be more black-sounding than it actually is. Tiana is the most common wrong name, especially from one guy on our development team and from a higher-up who manages another team. Once they say it, their team members hear it, and then they start calling me the wrong name too, and it just keeps spreading. On top of that, there used to be another black woman who worked there years ago. She was older, in a completely different role, and people still sometimes call me by her name, Mary. So I get to be every black woman they've ever met, apparently. The people will literally look at my nameplate, stare at Tina, and then ask, "How do you pronounce that?" It's Tina. It's not a trick. I have tried everything polite and professional. I correct them immediately, every single time. I've done the friendly reminder. Just for the record, my name is Tina. I've tried to keep it light. Tina? Like Tina Belcher. My email signature says Tina. My email address has Tina in it. My calendar name is Tina. And I will still get replies like, "Thanks, Tiana," after almost a year of this. It feels less like an honest mistake and more like they just don't care enough to get my name right. It feels disrespectful, and yes, it feels race-related. I've been black for 25 years. I know what racism looks like when it's not wearing a white hood. This isn't someone screaming at me in the parking lot, but it's still about race. A lot of people like to argue that this kind of thing isn't about race. It is. There is even that Key and Peele sketch with the substitute teacher mispronouncing all the white kids' names. That sketch is funny because it flips exactly what happens to black people all the time. I even tried using Tina Turner as a reference once with a senior person, thinking it would help it stick. Instead, he thought it was hilarious and affectionately started calling me Tina Turner every time he saw me. It took his executive assistant quietly correcting him over and over to finally get him to stop. For the record, I don't have a thick Southern accent that might be confusing people. I'm from Atlanta, and my office voice is pretty neutral. No accent on earth turns Tina into Tiana or Tiara. These are not stupid people. They can pronounce Cipriano and Celestino just fine when they want to. They just don't seem to feel the same urgency about my very simple name. I've had people suggest I wear a "Hi, my name is" sticker or a name tag, but we have a business professional dress code, so that's not happening. Others have suggested going to HR, but this is exactly the kind of nebulous, not technically illegal issue HR tends to shrug at. It's not like I can file a formal complaint that says people keep adding extra syllables to my name because they think I should sound more black. And no, this isn't happening because I'm forgettable or bad at my job. I'm good at what I do. People remember my work. They just somehow can't remember my name. What really drives it home for me is how some people react when I talk about this. I've had people respond with, "Okay, Shaniqua," or "Okay, Trayvon," like that's some kind of clever joke. First of all, that's literally the problem I'm describing, assigning random black names to black people. Second, invoking the name of a dead black child, because I'm thinking about calling a white guy. Chad is deeply weird. So here's what I'm considering. I'm thinking of taking the Twitter approach and just responding to coworkers who call me the wrong name by calling them the wrong, very white-sounding name right back. Something like, "Coworker, thanks, Tiana." "No problem, Burton." "Hi, Tiara. Good morning, Jennifer. I know it's passive aggressive. I know it's petty. But I have tried every polite, direct, professional way of correcting people, and nothing has changed. At this point, I feel disrespected and tired. And if they're going to keep playing this game with my name, I kind of want to have some fun with it. Would I be the asshole if I started calling my white coworkers by random white names when they refuse to call me by my actual name?